What's up everyone and welcome back to Hilo Sports World once again. So before getting into this video, I just want to say that for the last 1.5 years, I've been trying my best to grow this channel, but it just hasn't worked out for me. So going forward, I would really appreciate if you guys could provide your feedbacks on my videos by dropping a comment, by letting me know where should I improve or what type of sports related content you guys want to see. And as it turns out, 58% of the viewers are currently not subscribed to the channel, so it would be really helpful to me if you guys could hit that subscribe button as well. But keeping all that aside, let's get straight down to this video featuring the one and only Justin the Highlight Gaethje. So as many of you already know, the UFC's lightweight division is ridiculously stacked at the moment. I mean, it goes without saying that the 155-pound division is full of killers at the moment, including one certain Justin Gaethje. Gaethje is currently on the back of a loss to former UFC lightweight champion Charles Oliveira, to whom he lost in the main event of UFC 274 via a first-round submission. I'm pretty sure that definitely wasn't an easy loss to digest given the things that Gaethje had said about Oliveira in the lead-up to their fight. However, Justin has now made it clear and confirmed that he's set to return to the octagon in 2023, and the best part about his return is that Gaethje surprisingly wants to fight in London. He recently sat down for an interview with MMA Fighting, stating that he's willing to share a card in London with his teammate Kamaru Usman for his trilogy against Leon Edwards. Now, of course, there is no confirmation if Usman is actually going to get his rematch in London, but in all honesty, him versus Edwards 3 in London is the fight that makes sense the most from here onwards in the welterweight division. But we're not here to talk about the welterweight division and Kamaru Usman. Rather, this is going to be a discussion about Justin Gaethje and who he could possibly fight in 2023. Now, first and foremost, can I just say that Justin Gaethje fighting once a year is like the smartest decision I have seen a fighter make in his mid-30s. I mean, Gaethje, as we all know, has taken a lot of damage throughout his career already, and for him to go out there and put his body on the line twice or thrice a year is honestly not worth it, considering his age, because that way, we might have another Tony Ferguson situation in our hands in the form of Justin Gaethje. So, credits to Gaethje for going out there and being smart about his matchmaking decisions. Now, getting down to who could Justin Gaethje fight in 2023. The obvious answer that many would suggest is Rafael Fiziev. In fact, there were talks of Justin and Fiziev fighting at UFC 282 later this year, but don't think that's going to happen anymore because Justin has made it clear that he's not returning to the octagon later in 2022. Looking aside from the obvious option in Fiziev, I feel Gaethje has the option to possibly either fight Dustin Poirier or Michael Chandler in a potential rematch. Poirier and Chandler are set to fight each other later this year, and the winner of their fight could be a perfect opponent for Gaethje in 2023. Now, if either Chandler or Poirier win 2 fights in a row, they are guaranteed a title shot in the lightweight division, whereas Justin will have the opportunity to put himself back in contention for a title shot with a win in 2023 over a top name such as Dustin Poirier or Michael Chandler. Now, the second option for Justin Gaethje could be Mateusz Gamrot. Gamrot obviously has a fight coming up against Beneil Dariush, who is also a very solid option in my opinion, who could face Justin Gaethje. But I feel that Gaethje versus Gamrot is going to be a dogfight stylistically, and it makes a lot more sense in terms of styles. Gamrot looked really good in his last fight against Arman Tsarukyan, and that fight tells me that him versus Gaethje is going to be an instant war in a potential 3-round fight. Now, the final option for Justin Gaethje, and this one might sound a bit unrealistic at the moment, but this is the big one. Could you imagine the scenes if we get Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett in London in 2023? Pimblett has announced that he's going to fight once again before the year ends at UFC 282. Now, we're not sure who his opponent is going to be. Obviously, the UFC is also taking a bit slow in building Pimblett up at the moment. But given the fact that you would expect Paddy to fight in the main card of a pay-per-view, I think it's safe to say that the UFC is going to book him against an equally polarizing name. And the perfect option for that, in my opinion, is Terence McKinney. McKinney is one of the most explosive hitters in the lightweight division right now. He likes to finish his fights as early as he can, and he's someone who could take Paddy to his absolute best and bring the best version out of him that we haven't exactly seen in his fights in the UFC so far. Another option for Paddy is Drew Dober. Dober is one of the most legitimate lightweights in my opinion. While he might not be ranked, this guy is never shy of taking a fight. He never likes to back out of a fight. Just go and look at his resume. It is absolutely insane that Drew Dober has already fought the likes of Islam Makhachev, Nasrat Haqparast, Benil Dariush, and even Brad Riddle recently. So Pimblett could possibly fight one of these guys at UFC 282 and then shift his focus towards the big one, the one that is going to be absolute fireworks against Justin freaking Gaethje in London 2023. Now, I know some of you might say that it's way too soon to book Paddy Pimblett versus Justin Gaethje. Given the resume, given the runs in the UFC, Gaethje is of course a former interim lightweight champion, whereas Pimblett is still fresh into the UFC. But trust me, this fight could very well be a contender for fight of the year if it were ever to happen next year. And who really doesn't love a popular unranked fighter get a shot at one of the big dogs of the division? So in that way, I think Paddy Pimblett versus Justin Gaethje could really be a very intriguing fight to take place in London. Because obviously, at the moment, the UFC is looking to push Paddy Pimblett as much as they can because Paddy has that popularity in London itself in the UK, whereas they are trying to now sort of bring that market over to the US by booking Paddy in possibly one of the pay-per-views later this year. So for Paddy to sort of go back in the UK and fight a top-ranked name such as Justin Gaethje would, I think, makes the perfect decision. I think it is a banger of a fight between two absolutely explosive lightweights who always bring the fight and who are likely to throw it down in the middle of the octagon. So there we have it. For the third option, I believe Paddy Pimblett versus Justin Gaethje in London could be one of the pivotal fights the UFC could book next year. But yeah, these are the names who I think could be the perfect opponents for Justin Gaethje in 2023, especially Paddy Pimblett if Gaethje is serious about fighting in London. Well, you guys can let me know in the comment section who you think Justin Gaethje's return fight should be against. And Gaethje himself has mentioned that he's going to fight 2 to 3 times before fighting for the championship next. So maybe he could start off by fighting Paddy Pimblett. Who knows? Maybe a victory for Paddy will see him get one step closer to potentially fighting for the lightweight championship next year. Who knows? Anything could happen in the lightweight division next year. Anything could happen in the lightweight division going forward with so many exciting names in the mix. But yeah, as for this video, that's it. You guys let me know in the comment section who you think Justin Gaethje's return fight should be against in 2023. Thanks for watching everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.